So now is it over?
It's not over.
What?
It's not over. Why stop while we're ahead? We just started having fun.
Summer's here.
Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
And I'm a cardinal.
A cardinal sin. And this here is Frank. Coexist. Little coexist hat. Where did one even buy that? I haven't seen that logo in years.
So funny enough, I bought it at the dollar store.
Really?
Yeah, one of those not so dollar stores that
Not so dollar stores meaning
$4, $6.
Yeah. That's every dollar store now. You know what though? Like I don't even know how things cost $1 anymore.
I know. Well,
does anything?
They should, but they don't.
There were some staples back in the day that you could always rely on.
Yeah.
A can of soda.
Yeah.
With 99 cents.
Which is my preference, a can.
It's like, it almost like it goes with it.
Right.
Can of soda, 99 cents.
Right.
Bag of chips.
Yeah. There should be things you know you can get.
Yeah.
Like if I get like a 50-cent pretzel, then I can get like a the cardboard iced teas.
Yes.
The little,
little quarter waters.
There should be like little things that you can like, well, I know if I put my fingers into the phone toll booth, I could get some change. Payphone. Since they don't exist, I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah, well, 99 cents things don't exist anymore. It used to be you get a can of soda, you get a bag of chips, 99 cents, 99 cents. The one thing holding on strong is those Arizona iced teas. And even them, some places, I think I saw $1.29 somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I blame the store, not so much the...
Yeah, sometimes they do that.
Because sometimes Arizona, I don't know if this means anything, but they put it on the can that it says 99 cents.
Oh.
And they're like, ain't nobody's going to sell this for $2.
Yeah, I've seen that on chips too.
Not anymore.
Real big.
Gone, especially nowadays with these prices. People keep talking about grocery prices. I don't think I keep an eye out on grocery prices enough to know they're going up.
Your brother does. He gives me, well, he works in a grocery store. He gives me updates all the time, and he says it's crazy astronomical.
Well, that's what people are saying. But like, if you asked me right now, you put a gun to my head and said, Spencer, how much does a gallon of milk cost? I'd be like, no idea.
You have no idea.
More than $1, less than $6.
Right. So you have no idea. So if you went in and they said it, like, you just mindlessly give it to the cashier and he goes $12, you would be like, I just got one. What are you doing? So you have no idea, but you also have a limit.
Yeah, but I mean, I think within the limit, like nothing's changed out of my limit. But then again, I don't know. Gas prices, right?
No, they're terrible. Well, I'm a cardinal.
Oh, a cardinal sin.
No.
A cardinal saint.
I'm a bird.
Oh.
I'm a cardinal bird. And
like the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
NFL.
Just like on the baseball bat. Aren't they pictured? They're sitting on the baseball bat?
Whose baseball bat?
Like the logo. I'm picturing a bird on a baseball bat.
Cardinals are an NFL team.
Oh.
That's football.
What am I thinking? Blue Jays. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
No,
but there's birds on a bat.
Baseball.
Birds on a bat. Put a bird on it. That was a Portlandia episode. But the cardinal, you see it on Christmas cards. It's that bright red bird.
Yeah, with the yellow beak, and then it has the black.
Oh yeah,
right there.
It does. They're coloring
like an NFL player.
You're right. Their coloring comes from carotene or whatever. Like you get from carrots and orange. Orange color.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
they eat carrots?
No, but like the coloring comes from their diet, like flamingos.
Yeah.
And since they're so beautiful, people used to keep them in cages.
Oh, a bird in a cage. Sometimes that's how I feel.
And so it's illegal now. It's
to keep birds in cages?
No, cardinals.
Why?
There's a group of birds, maybe because they were depleting or something.
Yeah.
There's a group of birds like protected that are this is, I think, like the 1800s. People, I think they also have good, beautiful bird song.
Yeah.
So the boys more than the girls. The boys are bright red. The boys sing the better song.
Yeah, the animal kingdom. Boys always which is funny, right? You see a peacock. That's a male peacock is the beautiful one.
Right.
You ever see a woman peacock?
Peahen. She doesn't even have the name.
Ugly.
That he has. Well, he just has to do more. He has to.
No, but my thing about it is, and I am generalizing and being sexist here.
Welcome.
Welcome to our Christian podcast. In humans is like sort of like the one really place in the animal kingdom that you see the opposite, where women in society, at least, you know, as the centuries went on, is the one who's like, I'm the beautiful one.
We need a sociologist.
Oh.
Because I want to know when that changed. Because I've seen articles and posts that talk about the days where the men wore the plumage and the makeup and the jewels.
But weren't in those times the women also wearing the corsets and the big and the boo?
Yeah, that's why we need a sociologist.
That's why we need a sociologist. But it's interesting.
But I'm a cardinal, and this is my fun fact. My Wednesday wacky Wednesday facts.
You know what else is interesting?
Sure.
Just to cut you up. In the animal kingdom, for animals attracting a mate, and let's just say males and females, so not just the males going out of their way.
Okay.
No, actually, most of the time it's the males. Humans don't have any physical things that attract. I mean, I'm sure they do, like pheromones and muscle structure, but like, you know, in the animal kingdom, every animal has like a weird thing, like the longer horns.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like the higher they can jump.
Again, if you have
naked humans,
if we had a sociologist here, let me tell you,
a biologist.
I have read that like the lip implants and the butt implants and the boob implants.
Oh, duh!
That those are symbols to attract.
We don't even need a sociologist. The reason guys like boobs and butt is because
the brain.
You think because society it's sexy. Really, it's your biology saying
right.
Babies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like so healthy, like makeup, like because I'm a blush figure. What's this word? Complexion.
Yeah.
You look healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things that show youth and health and strength.
So we are not that far. We're not. From animals.
We don't need a sociologist.
Stop. If you're a sociologist, get out of our comments. We do not need you.
Stay where you are.
You're fired.
The cardinal.
So now you were saying.
I am the red cardinal bird, and the red cardinal bird was named after the Roman Catholic level of priest that is called a cardinal because that priest wears a red cloak.
Okay, and where did the priest get the name?
I'm guessing it's like like Latin, so not Italian, but Latin.
Latin meaning something. Red.
No.
I
think it probably means, because like you said, cardinal sin, it probably means high up or something. Like a cardinal virtue or, you know.
Cardinal.
Something like that.
Okay. Something to think about.
So that's that.
That's that.
Okay, but congratulations. Cue the confetti.
Hey guys.
Hats off to you.
I would like to take this moment and say...
To take gifts and applause.
Yeah, to say that I'm the best. No, if you guys follow our Instagram, you know that we've been doing these polls.
As long as the Johnny Depp trial, I think.
For as long as
7 weeks.
For as long as I can remember, we've been doing polls. And we had a bracket system March Madness poll that was what's the best book of the Bible?
Yep.
And in the very beginning, there was nothing. In the beginning, we both picked 33 books out of the 66 books in the Old and New Testament. Yes. And then in a gladiator-esque way, we pitted individual champions, being Bible verses from those books.
That was our contestant.
That was our contestant against each other. Whichever one win in said week would push the book on to the next week.
Yes.
And then would have to use a different Bible verse.
Right.
In the different tiers. From the beginning, I said no need.
First of all, I had first choice. So I could have picked your book. But you didn't. I didn't pick it. So it was open for picking.
In the beginning, I said there's no need for these polls. I said, why are we going to take 7 weeks to do what I already know, which is Psalms. My book of the Bible, guys. You probably already know what it's going to be. No, all right, let me finish this and then I'll ask you something.
Okay.
It's going to be my favorite guy, David, and his words of wisdom. Mm-hmm. I'm picking Psalms. Second overall pick.
That's the Psalms.
the best book of the Bible. Now, let me be clear. I obviously called it. Not the point. The point is, all of the books of the Bible are great. And a lot of the comments on our Instagram stories let us know that. I don't want to pick. I pick all of them. You were half right. One, we asked you a question to pick which one meant you. And
it was like that day.
Yeah.
How do you feel today?
Yeah. It was how do you feel today? And all about books are great. One of the reasons why I picked Psalms is not because I'm like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Who needs the gospel of Christ? No, Psalms was created as sort of a pack-a-punch single verse. How you doing? Okay. Keep it moving. Yeah. and so I'm like in this sort of system-esque way of saying which Bible verse is gonna mean something to you more. I'm like, well, Psalms, I know you can just off the cuff pull up any Psalm, and it's something that you can just take, snip it, put it on your wall, let it be your motto for the day. So said it from the beginning, and now I'm here to say that I won.
You won 6 times.
But we all really won.
Everybody won.
We all won because we read a lot of the Bible together.
I really did win because I'm not that familiar with the Bible. I'll say this again. I grew up, I was baptized before I knew what anything was. And I went to school. I went to Catholic school. I went to church. I went to even high school. You
went to high school?
Catholic high school. I read the Bible on my own. But I do not know the Bible by heart. I cannot recite verses. I've even tried little quizzes where they say like, what does it say in this? I get it wrong.
Okay.
So I was pleasantly surprised to do this activity because I was finding so many ones that I just absolutely loved. Like if I was tattooed more than I am, I would have all these verses all over because I found so many that I really love that I didn't know.
Yes, I agree. I mean, and that's the sort of the social experimente that we were doing, which is we all as Christians follow the Bible, but I feel like sometimes we know there's the big old book of the Bible, and then we know the stories and maybe the verses that we do know. Right. But there's so much that isn't as talked about as other things. You know, like, what is it? Like John 1:4. What's the one that like everyone knows?
Football games and stuff. Yeah.
And it's like, that's great. But like, there's things in Malachi that really will just be like, whoa. Yeah. And obviously people you don't really, let me read the entire Bible to find these verses, but there's a ton of verses that you could be like, whoa, I really needed to hear that today. Yeah. And little did I know it was right there in Thessalonians.
So 6 times, we had six rounds.
6 rounds.
Basically. So it was with 33 and then we went down. So 6 different times. Sometimes we switched, like maybe I had Thessalonians on the second preliminary, but then you got it on the semifinals. But for some reason, grace of God, you were able to keep Psalms the whole entire time.
Well, yeah, because I chose it first every time.
But you were so kind. You were so kind, shall I say? You were so kind to tell me or to ask me. You said, check out the top 8 and see whose first picks ended up in the top 8. Did I explain that clearly?
Yeah. Yeah. Because when we originally chose, obviously, like the right way to do it would have been those are the ones you stick with till the end. Yeah. But we wanted to keep it 50-50 the entire time, so we switched it up. Yeah, because
like one of us would probably be out sooner, and then it'd be you against you.
It's me against me.
So in the top 8, you had 3 winners, and I had 5 winners.
Okay.
But one of those 3 winners was Psalms, and so you went on to semifinals, and you went on to grand finale.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you guys followed the journey, awesome. Hope you had as much fun as we did making it.
So now is it over?
It's not over. What? It's not over. Why stop while we're ahead? We just started having fun.
Summer's here.
That was the summer league. Now it's time to start the regular season.
No, that was spring.
Well, summer league is for basketball. Oh, spring training is for baseball.
Okay. I don't know words at all.
I don't know words. Yeah. Why stop?
Okay.
You know, I still have the adrenaline pumping from that win. I'm like a gambling addict. I just won big on the roulette wheel, Am I going to take out my winnings? No, I'll put it all back on black.
You were just at the Hard Rock.
I was at the Hard Rock Casino. I'm going to put it all back on black. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do another bracket. And this time, because obviously, Psalms, like I said, packs a punch, was good and all. But as Christians, we have a special place in our hearts.
So Psalms is Old Testament.
OT. Special place in our hearts for the New Testament.
Yeah.
The testimony of Christ and of his life and after. And so we are going to have a bracket on New Testament books and verses, just the same way as we did last time.
Okay.
But for those of all you strictly New Testament fans, it's time for you to follow at Croak and Crow on Instagram.
Yes.
We will start tomorrow.
Give New Testament a chance, which they did very well. The final was Hebrews against Psalms, which is New Testament against Old Testament.
It was.
Hebrews was beaten pretty severely. But they were there.
They were there. They showed up.
It could have been Old Testament against Old Testament.
If you get to the Super Bowl, you're at the Super Bowl.
Exactly. So, yes, but we'll give them a chance to not even have any Old Testament around.
We're gonna give them the old summer chance. It's not like a loser's bracket or anything.
No.
Wink. No, I'm just kidding.
Make the sound effect.
No, yeah, but I'm excited. This is obviously all the verses are going to have a lot more to do with Jesus and miracles and.
But everyone is welcome to play it.
Yeah.
The Jews and the I think Muslims believe in the New Testament. Whoever says
Hindus?
says New Testament,
atheists?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Can play
Cardinals?
Because all time, the birds and the priests.
Anyway, it is Wednesday, June 8th, National Oopsie Daisy Day.
Really?
Yeah, so if we make any mistakes on this podcast, just know that we're just celebrating.
I think it's my aunt's birthday. Just sounds like it should be. My Aunt Frances.
Happy
or
birthday.
My grandma. They both were Geminis.
That's good. And if you have that wrong, it's not their birthday, doesn't matter because it's an oopsie daisy. I thought it was.
That's good.
National Best Friend Day. If you have friends, good for you. If you don't have friends, Jesus is your best friend. I'll be your best friend. Why not? And it is National Croak and Crow One Word Wednesday. Take that. It is One Word Wednesday, folks. The best day of the week. So what we do on One Word Wednesday is we pick a word right out of the English dictionary, the Webster's dictionary, the Oxford dictionary. Is that a dictionary?
English Oxford or something.
I wonder who's the first person to make the dictionary. A dictionary. And how small do you think it was?
So a dictionary is a book of the words that are being used in the language?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, but is that what like hieroglyphics are?
No, those are telling stories.
We need an archaeologist.
Oh man, no. The dictionary is like, yeah, these are all of our words. But like, I wonder what the first recorded dictionary is.
I'm thinking, not because it's Croak and Crow, the spiritual channel, but I'm thinking like a priest. Weren't they always the ones recording everything?
Yeah, but they were recording stories.
Yeah.
This is like the words and then definitions of the words.
Yeah.
So like A to Z.
We could have a dictionary day.
Dictionary day. Well, day today is not about the whole dictionary. Let's get back on track. It's about one word. We pick one word out of the dictionary that we don't know when was created, and we talk about it. We get some real world applications to it. We get maybe a little bit of spiritual significance.
Yeah, we just get inspired by it.
Just get inspired. Let that one word just
roll
hit us
it
in
with
the
a
head.
roulette wheel. We just spin it.
Yeah.
See where it lands.
See where it lands. We just fold it up into a paper airplane and throw it off of an Empire State.
Yeah.
So today's One Word Wednesday. Sit back, relax, and let's get talking. What's the word?
The word is hard for me to say, harder for me to spell. Conscience. Even though you said, well, you can spell it like conscience,
which
which makes it easier. Yeah. But like I think of conscious, You know, like I'm unconscious. I'm conscious. Conscience. And it's just a little bit of trouble for me. But you had no trouble. It was one of the polls, and you read the verses all the time in the reels on Instagram.
Yes, in Latin.
And you in English. And you read this one, which is 1 Timothy 1:19. Be faithful and have a clear conscience. Some people have made a mess of their faith because they didn't listen to their consciences. Plural is even harder, but we both did it. And so it's a tricky word, conscience, but it's a good word. It's a very spiritual word.
It is.
It's so spiritual that
it's the most spiritual.
That sometimes it's used even in medical settings. And it's like, should it be? Because in a medical setting, a doctor could say like, I forget how it goes, like a conscious objection or something, where they don't want to do a certain procedure or whatever because it goes against their conscience. And it's like, well, they're two different worlds.
Oh.
Yeah. So it is a pretty difficult one, but nothing scares us.
Whoa. Speak for yourself.
No words scare us.
Know. Heights kind of scare me. But conscience. Okay. Yeah, your conscience. Guilty conscience. How about this? Try this on for size. Angel and devil on the old shoulders. Yep. Has been a symbolic visualization of one's conscience in media for decades.
Oh yeah.
You are in a situation, you have the angel saying, "Well, don't do that. It's a bad idea." And then you have the devil saying,
the inner voice,
you should just do it.
Right.
Why not? And that's where conscience gets tricky.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. So conscience is good generally. Mm-hmm. I like to think of it as when you're walking through life, navigating through certain situations. Your conscience, maybe it's the Holy Spirit and stuff, is the voice in your head that sort of leads you right and wrong.
Right.
Like, if you know you can get away with stealing, and you know you won't get caught,
right?
What's stopping you?
Right.
If you know you can get away with it, and so forget about the law, you'll have your conscience inside of you that says that you shouldn't do that.
Right.
Now, my question with earlier though is like, if you're just using it as like the voice in your head, or like that, there is that whole. The depiction of the shoulder, angel and devil, is because you can have a bad voice in your head.
You can make a choice, yeah.
That there can be a bad voice in your head that's saying, steal it, no one's watching.
Right.
So it's like, where is the line drawn of listen to that little voice in your head or in your heart? It's a little more in depth than that, because we talk about like intrusive thoughts and stuff, and how not acting on them is, and I mean,
well, conscience, just an overshoot is the personal thought, right? Yeah. So it's not a judgment. So like my conscience wouldn't be bothered by you doing something. My judgment would. I would think he shouldn't have hit that lady, or he shouldn't have stole that candy. But that's not my conscience telling me that. My conscience is, I shouldn't do stuff, or I should have told that you,
I was about to say, I feel like a lot of times a guilty conscience doesn't come from a bad action, but comes from inaction.
That's true.
I could have done something. Right. I should have spoke up.
Right.
I should have voiced my opinion.
And conscience has a memory, and the memory makes you feel bad. So you want to clear your conscience because you don't feel good with that on there. Now, your question, well, how do I know what I should do? Or like, what if I was brought up to steal candy because, Walmart has enough money and it's okay. What I would say to that is what you say all the time in every podcast almost, which is, when in doubt, love it out. Is this a loving, because I don't know what's Christian and I don't know what's okay. Like I was taught this in my church, and you always say, is this a loving action? So I would say to try, kind of check your conscience. If you could say, is this a loving action or something? Yeah.
No, I agree. And back to the analogy. I mean, I was kind of being facetious and saying like you have both voices in your head, but the other thing about that symbolism is it is an angel, is a devil, and so you do sort of like, even in that, what's the right thing, right. Even if you're telling yourself like, oh, it's a big corporation I'm stealing from,
right?
They're not losing anything out of it. It's like you sort of know the loving action, and that's usually the voice in your head that's telling you, what you should do. I think I like that Bible verse you brought up earlier, that it was like a lot of things happen from, what does it say?
Timothy?
Read that to me one more time.
Surely. It is right here, and it says, be faithful and have a clear conscience. Some people have made a mess of their faith because they didn't listen to their consciences. Yes,
and why I like that is because back to what you said about what I said about things go back. When in doubt, love it out. Is this through love? It, for me, is you'll never be on the wrong side of things if you choose love.
Right.
And that is saying people make a mess of their faith by not using their consciences. And I think our consciences are powerful tools, more so than these earthly rules or laws that we think is right, is wrong. And it's like, you're making a mess of your lean on what was given to us, which is our consciences, which is like, do I need to tell you everything that's right and wrong? And it's like, what does your inner gut tell you?
You're right.
What
right.
Lean on that. Close your eyes and let
if all the Bibles in the world were burned and all the elder people who knew the story were gone.
Yeah.
Are we at a loss?
Yeah, because some would say, Jesus is in all of us, and by the some, I would say me. And so you're leaning on that, and then, like, if God is love, we are vessels of love, and so we're always drawn to that. We'll always have that lingering feeling in us of wanting to do the thing of love, and so let that be your moral compass. Let your conscience be your moral compass.
Right.
So then you're not walking through life with a guilty conscience, which can be very heavy.
No, you're absolutely right. Because it does, you do physically feel it. And if you are just following a rule because someone told you it's right, but you don't feel that it's right, it's probably your conscience.
Yeah.
So that's making sense that you would use your conscience to help you direct your path and make you good. But what about if it happened anyway? You did it anyway. You stole it anyway. You hurt the person anyway.
Well, then how do you
clear your conscience?
Through God. I think there's a verse about conscience with David that says something like, I came to you with my... Yeah. Do you have that? Do you have it up and ready?
I do have that.
Can we get the producers to put that? Can we get the producers to put that up on screen, please?
We can. You are referring to...
It's definitely David.
Yeah, but it's in 2 Samuel 24:10, and it says, but after he had taken the census, David's conscience began to bother him, and he said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly by taking this census. Please forgive my guilt, Lord, for doing this foolish thing.
Yes. So, he had a guilty conscience, and did he hide it from God? No, he brought it to him, and everything can be forgiven through God, and we go. He wants us to have a clear conscience. He wants us to be free of burden, and so don't be afraid to mess up. We're all gonna mess up. We're all gonna listen to the devil on our shoulder every once in a while. But the same thing with a parent, right? Like a good parent. And if you're holding on to something that you did wrong alone, and after a while, it comes out because the burden's been too much to carry. The lie's been too
right.
And the good parent would say, well, why didn't you just tell me? Yeah. I could have helped you so much more if I had just known from the beginning.
Right.
And some would say, and by some I would say, not me, well, God knows everything. So why do I need to tell him what I did wrong? God does know everything, but he gives us free will and our ability to be independent. And that's why Jesus says, ask and it shall be given. It's not because he doesn't know what you already want.
Right.
But it's because it's up to you to seek that.
Yeah.
And so you're like, so seek that, like, don't feel like ashamed of the guilty conscience with God. Bring it to God. Bring your problems to God. And then even if on earth, you need to make physical amends to clear your conscience.
I remember you saying about prison.
Yeah.
That you do pay the government in a certain way, but that doesn't help your feeling.
Yeah, I was talking about this off air about a lot of people who are in prison find God, and some people are saying a lot of things today. Some would say, because they have nothing else to do. But I feel like for a lot of prisoners who have done earthly wrong things and the justice system said, yeah, you messed up. Now you got to pay the price.
Yeah.
I think through God is the one time that they felt that conscience, the load of that conscience being lightened. Yeah. Because it's someone who's saying, I will help you carry this.
Right.
You can unload on, even if in life there's still things that you need to make amends for, might not be forgiven on earth. Right.
Right.
And for sometimes, I'm not saying that everyone needs to forgive everyone. I would like to see that, but that's up to them. But there's one person who will always forgive you, who will always be there to clear your conscience in that relationship, and that is God. So, and
a conscience clearing way is these are a lot of C's. One conscience clearing way is confession.
Conscience clearing way is confession. Once again, that is what confession is in the Catholic Church, or other churches that do confession. You are bringing your problems to a priest where they can't talk about it, and it's just to unload that baggage of what you feel like you've done wrong has been weighing on you.
Right.
And you're using that priest or whoever as a mouthpiece through God of saying, this is what I did.
Yeah.
And the reason people get really into it is because they feel that conscience clearing.
You do.
It's I got that off of my chest.
You do. Do you ever like sometimes you're talking and you don't realize something's inside of your head or something, and as you say it, you're like, oh, like it affects you, and you're like, I didn't even think that would affect me. Yeah. So like we don't even know like what is inside could be hurting us. So communication is key.
But guys, that is conscience. Hope you liked it. Hope your conscience is clear. If not, hey, bring it to God and it shall be clear. We'll be back tomorrow for Walkthrough Thursday. Go out and celebrate June 8th. Why not? Cardinals, go Cardinals, and all that. Peace.